really such an honor to be on tonight with all you just incredible people all over the world. This is my passion and purpose. So I am thankful to all of you. Allow me to speak to you tonight.
What we're going to learn today is that we're going to be teaching hundreds of thousands, if yet millions of people, how to lose weight the right way. We're actually going to we're actually going to share with them your interactive virtual exercises, which are all about 20, 30 seconds each, and we'll go through each one. And these exercises, they're going to be able to keep it right in their palm of their hand. They hit the button, they watch this over again, they can go through these exercises, and believe me, share these with your loved ones, your family, your friends. You're doing them a blessing. These exercises I went through. Coach Joey was at his humongous gym. You'll see it. It's about 6,000 square feet. And he was there in the late hours last night putting this together for you, the listeners. And I'm excited to share this with them. I really am excited. Okay, we're going to go with our first virtual, okay? Here we go. After each virtual, we come back. You're going to make comments. I'll make comments. We'll go to the next virtual.
Here we go. Air squat, feet shoulder width, 10 and 2, hands out. We're going to shoot those hips out, push those legs out. We'll get nice and parallel. All our weight's on that mid-foot heel. We're going to drive on up and squeeze our glutes.
All right, tell them about that exercise, Joey.
So air squat, great foundational movement. You really want to make sure we're keeping that weight on that mid-foot heel. We're really shooting the hips out. We really want to work to get to that parallel position. But that flexibility, mobility might be tough for a lot of people.
So that's why we have this video right here.
All right, let's go through the modified air squat. Once again, feet shoulder width, feet pointed out 10 and 2. I'm about 6 inches to a foot away from my bench, my chair, my box, whatever. Here, I'm going to hold my hands out straight, shoot my hips out, push those legs out, tap that seat, drive up through the mid-foot heels, and squeeze those glutes.
So people who have a hard time doing that exercise, they have a seat, a couch, or something underneath them to stabilize them. They can rest a little bit more. And obviously, we recommend them to do little bits at a time and build up. That's really important.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you have a different size chair, bench, or box, as you get stronger and your flexibility, mobility becomes better, we'll get a little bit lower and a little bit lower.
You remember, we're working large muscles. Large muscles means increased metabolic rate, and that's obviously where we're going to burn those calories. Now, these particular exercises that we're showing first, these first few, this is where we're going to burn the most calories because you're using the biggest muscles. Now, briefly, the high intensity interval training, if someone was going to maybe want to burn calories, you would recommend, tell them you would do it for maybe for a minute.
Well, work tempo, there's a few work tempos we could do. I really like the 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. We'll grab 5 exercises.
Great.
And ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. All right, let's move on, Coach.
All right, let's go through the alternating lunge. Hands to the side, nice proud chest. We're going to take a nice step, tap the knee on the floor, drive off that toe, heel, and then alternate the legs. Again, tap that knee, drive off the toe, heel, back into starting position.
Comments on that?
A lot of balance here. There's a lot of balance. So if you know your balance is a little iffy, we have a modification for that. But I don't want you slamming your knee on the ground. I do not want that.
Okay, here we go.
Really easy way to modify the lunge. You're going to take your couch at home, a desk, a table, whatever it may be. You're going to hold it right here. We're going to take a nice step here. We're not going to tap the knee on the ground. We're still going to drive off the toe. Heel here. I'm then going to switch legs here. Boom. We're not going to tap the knee, but we're going to drive off the toe, heel, back into starting position.
Excellent for proprioception, excellent for balance, and for anyone starting out, I always recommend to hold on first until you get more coordinated, and that coordination will obviously help increase your strength, your proprioception, and actually help really move them faster. So this is not only good for strength, but neurological. I mean, this is great for them. All right, we're going to move right into...
Great. Let's go over the push-up. Here, I'm in the tall plank position. My hands are right underneath my shoulders here. My shoulders, hips, ankles online. I'm then I'm gonna come down, get to 90 degrees on my elbow, drive up, block out at the top.
And I know many people can't do that right off the bat, so we put a modifier in here, and I recommend the females or even the males who have a hard time doing it because this is building strength, building endurance. But remember, in order to lose weight, we have to build lean body weight. Right, Coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, so we need to, in order to lose weight, right, we're gonna have to be at that calorie deficit, and we want to build muscle. When we're building lean muscle, it's burning fats.
Well, what happens is we get older, we start losing lean body weight after the age of 30 years of age. So we have to really make sure we do it. And these are some great exercises to keep that lean body weight. And what's beautiful about this, our audience want to let them know you don't have to be in a gym. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to buy weights. You're going to love this, guys. Okay, we're going to move on now. This is modified push-up, coach.
Let's go over the modified push-up. Here, same deal. My hands are underneath my shoulders. Now my knees are going to be here on the ground. I'm still pulling my navel towards my chest to keep my core tight. I'm still going to come down here. I want to get 90 degrees. And then I'm going to drive up, lock out the elbows here in starting position.
Now, you even got a better one, coach, because those people who even have a hard time doing this, maybe the elderly person who's never really exercised, here's another way of doing it a lot easier. And as they get stronger, they can kind of reverse and do those other exercises, correct?
Absolutely. We want to work our way, progress all the way down to the standard push-up.
All right, here we go.
I have one more modification for you for the push-up. We can do an elevated push-up. We can use a couch, a table. The higher the elevation, the easier it will be. So same deal. We're in the starting position here. Hands underneath the shoulders, hip, ankles all in line. I'm then going to come down 90 degrees, drive up into locked elbows, starting position. And there you go. That's the modified elevated push-up.
Now, coach, all these different exercises, our goal here is a couple sets of maybe 8 to 12. What would you recommend?
Yeah, so like I said, we can work it. If you want to go high intensity, we can go with a work pattern of 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest.
Gotcha.
Four rounds.
Gotcha. So in other words, if someone's going to choose 4 or 5 of these exercises, they would go more intensity to burn that weight, to get the heart rate up, then rest it about 15 seconds and go back again.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's hope for the plank, because a lot of people out there with back pain, even those who have guts, obviously have weak, deep muscles, abdominal muscles. We call them the transverse abdominis. And those muscles are kind of like the strap that we wrap around the back if someone had a back problem. We'll show this particular area of the plank. We'll do it 2 different ways. And then we'll show you another way. We'll do the vacuum one a little bit later. But let's move on right here.
All right, next let's go over the elbow plank. We're going to be right here. We're going to put our elbows on the ground. We're going to get on our toes here. We're going to pull that navel towards the chest. Right here. Everything's in line, nice and tight. We're engaging the core by pulling the navel towards the chest. Right here. Beautiful. That's the elbow plank.
One of the best exercises to help strengthen core. And for those who can't do that, coach, we're going to do these right here.
So if we have to modify the plank, we can do that. So basically, we're going to go to our elbows again. We're going to stay on our knees, though, here. We're going to stay on our knees. We're still going to pull that navel towards the chest and really engage the core and tighten up real nice. And we're going to hold that as long as possible. That's your modified elbow plank.
One of the greatest exercises we can do are those deep abdominal muscles, man. That's important, because what that does, by the way, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is that's going to keep your tummy in. That's going to hold everything in.
Beautiful. Yep.
All right. Now we're going to go through a little lower ab exercises. I want you to comment on this after.
All right. Next, let's go over the seated leg lift. All you really need is some type of bench, something you can sit on in the house. You can use a chair. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to sit at the edge here. I'm going to place my hands right here. I'm going to just lean back just a little bit. I have my legs out. I'm going to pull my knees toward my chest, really engage that core. I'm going to drive my legs out, still engaging that core. Everything's nice and tight. It feels great. That is your seated leg lift.
Any comments on that, coach?
Yeah, make sure you're really engaging the core when you're doing that leg lift, okay?
Keep it tight. That's
nice and tight, yeah, the whole time.
Now, the more we contract the muscle, the more our metabolic rate goes up.
Absolutely.
Important. More heart rate goes up. All right, here is this gets a little bit more intense here. We have another diversion of this as well after, make it a little easier. Let's hit this.
All right, next let's go over the mountain climb. We're gonna go back into tall plank position. That's right, hands underneath our shoulders. In essence, what we want to happen is our knee passes the midline, that front foot touches the ground, and then we're gonna alternate legs, front foot touch, back foot extends, and we're gonna continue right here in our mountain climber.
Coach, that's a great aerobic exercise. Probably one of the best.
You get your heart rate up and you're still working the core. You're in an isometric hold. You're working your shoulders, your chest. It is great.
And for those who have a hard time doing this, here's a diversified version.
Let's go over modified mountain climbers. We can use, once again, a couch, a table, a bench, whatever it may be. We're gonna go a little elevated. And what we're gonna do is still hands underneath the shoulders. I'm still engaging my core here. I'm gonna drive this knee up, drive this knee up, alternate, drive the knee up, drive the knee up. We can go low impact here as well, driving that knee up, engaging the core for the modified mountain climber.
Hey, Coach, what I love about that, any age can do this. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s, 90s, it don't matter. Just go at your own pace. What a great exercise. I love it, man. Great exercise, and I can see the value behind it. Okay, we got about 6 more, then we'll head for the chatters after this. Here is one of my favorites. If you want those pretty glutes, to get those glutes nice and strong, here's something they can do in their bed, on the floor, anywhere they want, right?
All right, let's go over the floor bridge. One of my favorites. So here, we're gonna lay flat. We're gonna want toes up. Put my hands right here down the ground. I'm gonna shoot my hips up, squeeze my glutes here, bring my hips down, and then repeat. Drive those hips up, drive, drive, drive. Squeeze those glutes. You should feel that burn in that hamstring. And there you go. That is the floor bridge.
One of my favorites, guys. I tell you, I love that exercise, and everyone should be doing that. It really actually helps the pelvic floor. We're talking about like urinary problems, incontinence problems, other conditions that will help the pelvic floor because you got a lot of stuff going on in there. So even from PMS to any type of female or male problem, it all is really good stuff there. Really powerful. All right, we're finishing up.
All right, let's go over the stomach vacuum. We're gonna take a big deep breath in, and as we blow out, we're gonna push right here on our navel, and we're gonna try to push that navel all the way back to our spine. So here we go. We're gonna hold that for a couple seconds. Ready? Big breath in. And then repeat. Big breath in. And that is the stomach vacuum.
You didn't think I was doing it with you, huh? Pull that baby in, huh? All right. All right. It's got to give a little bit of energy out there, right?
Absolutely.
What's great about that is you don't have to get on the floor. It works as the transverse abdominis muscle. You can do it seated. You can do it standing. I recommend people that if you don't want to get on the floor, do that exercise. It will really help your lower back, really strengthen your gut. It will hold your gut in. It will give you that trim tummy. I promise you, it will really make a huge difference. Okay.
All right, let's go over the crunch. So once again, we're gonna lay flat on our backs. We're gonna bend our knees, put our feet on the ground, really stabilize that lower body. We're gonna cross our hands over the shoulders. We're never pulling on the neck. Okay, we're gonna inhale now, and then exhale on our way up. All right, never really releasing the tension on the core. So right here, drive up. Right here. That is the crunch.
One of the greatest things about this, we don't have to go up too far, about 25, 30 degrees. Always exhaled, Coach. Whenever we come up,
exhale. Now I was going to say, really focus on your breathing. You got to really exhale through the sticky points of a movement. Where it gets a little tough, that's when you want to have that nice exhale.
Beautiful. Okay.
All right, next let's go over the bicycle crunch. All right, we're gonna lay flat on our backs here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull our elbow towards our opposite knee, right here. Look at my foot. We're keeping that foot 6 inches off the ground. I'm then going to twist, elbow to knee, keeping my feet 6 inches off the ground, really cranking those obliques right there, and that is your bicycle crunch.
Great for the obliques, right? Twisting, really, really important. Any tips you want to give on that just to make sure to do that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. Do not pull the head and the neck. Do not pull the head and the neck. It's not good when you're cranking your neck like that, right?
Any type of sit up, anything like that, never pull under, because people have a tendency to pull on the head and the neck, and that's not good.
It's very common.
All right, now with all these exercises that you're going over, we notice we're going forward, and working our abs can put us into a flexion position. Sitting in a chair like we are puts us in a flexion position. Slouching puts us in a position. Texting like this puts us in a flexion position. So this next exercise that I really love here, that Cobra that we're going to talk about that you actually did, and you have 2 diversions of it. For those that can't go all the way up, they can do halfway, but this will stretch the abs. This will really open up the chest, open up the lungs. So let's look at Coach Joey here, and we got 2 more to go, and then we'll head for the chat room.
All right, let's go over the Cobra pose. So we're gonna lay flat on our stomachs here, fully extended. We're gonna curl our toes a little bit. Our palms are facing down. Our hands are by our chest. So modified, we're gonna come here, we're gonna extend right here. Okay, we're looking up. If we have the capability, we're gonna drive all the way up here, arms extended, fully locked out. We're gonna look up for a nice lengthening of our abdominals right here. That is the Cobra pose.
And our last one, because of the fact of posture, rounded shoulders, okay? We all, most people have this. I'm sure that most of your clients, I'm sure, have this from imbalance, because posture is so important.
All right, let's go over the door stretch. I'm going to be using the rig here. You could totally use your doorway. So I'm going to make 90-degree angle right here on my elbow. My palm is facing here at the doorway. And then I'm just going to take a step out. I'm going to get a nice, really nice stretch. I'm going to feel right in my pec and my shoulder. I'm going to hold that for 30 seconds. All right, then I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to repeat. That is the door stretch.
Awesome. Any comments you want to make on these that you could just summarize? Just people doing these exercises. What can you tell them?
Absolutely. So really important. I want you to focus on form in the beginning. Form is critical. Don't worry about speed. Make sure you can do the movement. We want you to do the movement safely. And then once we really can get that form down, I want you guys to really pick up that speed inside those intervals, okay? And take less rest and really pump it, get that heart rate up so you guys are all fired up and that metabolism's fired up.
Any last words that you want to go ahead and say to our audience out there, Coach?
Absolutely. Just guys, remember, a lot of self-love needs to be poured into yourself when making a transformation. Be patient, be kind with yourself. You may fall down 8 times, but just make sure you get back up that 9th time and keep pushing forward, and you can do it, and just take it one day at a time.
Great advice.